Alright, just wanted to show you what I've been doing with the Craftsman. Probably see it a little bit better there. But this is the plate with the battery mounted on. You can see all the mess down there that I need to hose out. And the return spring for the clutch. But, here's my plate. Never told you, but there's a bolt right there. And it was like fused on there. It almost looked like someone brazed it or welded it on. That one was easy to take off, but that one was like frickin' fused. So took that into the shop and let's just say took care of it. But that's the whole reason I took this plate out, was just to take it into the shop over there and put it on the anvil, or not anvil, but vise, and take care of it. So now I'm going to put it back in, get everything done, and probably wondering if, for anybody who's watching these, probably wondering what's been happening. As you can see, I got a drag mounted. Just took the sleeve hitch, ran a 5-inch bolt through it, through this drag that I found actually, and then that's an old lawnmower blade actually. It's in the grass right now, so it looks like it's on the ground, but as you can see, my boot goes plenty underneath it with probably 2 inches to spare, so that's about 4 inches off the ground. That's on the back. So you can see where I hooked up everything. That cable's hooked up to a hook with the spring-loaded catch. Then that cable just hooks right directly to the drag. All I have to do is undo one bolt, take that pin off, and I can pull it with my neighbor's car when they want me to do it. And I'm sure I've already showed you all my tools, but one thing I got recently, actually yesterday, was this big wrench set. 11 standard and 11 millimeter. Goes from 1/4 inch to 7/8, then 6 mil to 19 mil. So pretty big area there. And this is just my toolbox. Got a mess up there and a little bit more organized down there. Everything's on socket rails and stuff like that. But oh, another thing, I got this recently. I've only used it one time, but it's a good dog bone. It's got 13/16 through 5/8, and then down here is 3/8 through looks like 9/16, and it's a 6-point. I'm probably gonna buy a 12-point just because I like whatever tools I can buy, just to show people that I have a lot of tools. And got good old WD-40 there. Good pipe wrench. This is only a little 10-inch, but I barely use pipe wrenches and it does a good job. Got a Stanley screwdrivers. But, and a DeWalt drill over there. That's the case and the charger. And a drill bit in there. Probably can't see it. And I took this mount off because I'm going to take, probably not this particular momentary switch, but one similar, a plunger switch like that. Mount it right there, but obviously underneath this steel. So when my shifter comes back, and it's hydro, that's why you're not hearing any click. My shifter comes back into reverse, hits the plunger button, and turns on lights, which obviously I haven't installed, or reverse lights. I was thinking about also just tapping into this engagement switch so I could have it permanently on or permanently off. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still looking at that plunger switch, so that's probably what it's going to be. But, yeah, I haven't done much with it else. Got it all back together. Everything works great. And I'm still waiting on a new solenoid. The old solenoid mounted right there, which had half of the mounts broke on it, so, and I was getting Here, let me bring you to the old solenoid. It's just a couple cords away. Pretty dark in here. I didn't turn on the light. The old solenoid is right here. This is the original solenoid it came with. Had electricity going in there. Electricity going there. Yes, 12 volts and 12 volts. Nothing coming out of there. A new one that's on its way, hopefully by next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend. It's Friday today, so I ordered it yesterday, so hopefully next weekend, maybe middle of the week after next week. But as you can see, mount's broke. Tried to wire brush it and get away with it, but wasn't working, so no good. And back to the tractor. Oh, and the Husqvarna I just gave up on. It still runs. I could start it up for you right now, but I don't want to, and it probably wouldn't start. And anything I try to do, I'm probably just gonna mess it up. So there's a mow deck that came with it, and here's the connection that goes down to the electronic clutch, which I'm gonna have to take off and fool with, see if I can get it to work. And if it does work, I want to put this mow deck on it so I can mow with it. The mow deck works great. I had it up on a couple jack stands and I pulled on the belt. It spins both ways, just perfect. But as you can see, when I rewired everything, I ripped apart the cables and I was stupid and didn't keep track of anything. So I need to know, like, if any of you guys know how I can wire this switch, not to the ignition or anything, just directly from the switch through a fuse, which I currently don't have hooked up. Wire it through the switch, through the fuse, to the battery, to the clutch down there, then back up to the switch, and so on. And I need to know, I've got 7 prongs there. If anybody has this make and model, I think it's an 83. It might be an 84 or an 82, but I'm pretty sure it's an 83. Craftsman diehard GT 18 horse twin Kohler Magnum. If anybody has that, I'd like to know how I could wire this switch up, what prongs to wire it up to turn on that clutch, and then obviously turn it off, and so I can use my mow deck. So if anybody knows how to do that, I'd appreciate it if they sent me a diagram or some directions or something like that. But right now I'm going to put that plate back in, and after that, the steering right turns just fine. Left is, just the first time you spin it, it skips. So right, I don't know why, but right grabs really well, but left skips a lot, so I'm going to have to play with that. Probably just a loose bolt, that one right in the middle down there by the wire. And probably just that bolt's loose, so I'll fix that and hopefully get it back on the road good. But, yeah. Oh, and I put the old spark plugs on it trying to fire it up, but it wouldn't fire with the old spark plugs. My friend's got the new spark plugs. He's setting the gap, which is so ironic because that day when I bought the wrenches, he took them last week, and when I bought the wrenches yesterday, I bought a spark plug gap setter just so I'd have it. But my friend's coming tomorrow, and so I'm gonna throw the spark plugs in. I'm just gonna hook this cable that goes to the starter directly up to the battery, and obviously hook up the ground and see if I can't get it running, just to see how it runs. And yes, I know the gap needs to be set at 0.025 inches. I read it in the owner's manual. So, yeah. My friend set it at 0.30 inches, but, or 0.030 inches, 30, but I told him to do that because that works with most lawnmowers, but I read on the manual that came with it needs to be at 25, so I'll just, when he comes back, I'll tap him back down to 25. And so, that's what's been going on. Thanks for watching. Bunch of tools there. So, I got that little bolt loosened up good. It's been, I think, just smitten 2 fingers, actually 1 finger now. Works really well. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Rate it up high, rate it down low, I don't care, really. I couldn't care less if you cuss at me about I shouldn't be doing this. Professionals should be doing it, but anyway. There you go. See you next time.